Okay, so have you guys all got the workbook open on your side?
Yes.
Cool. So summary writing and short questions. So some tips. So a summary. Anyone want to tell me what is a summary?
It is an overview of a passage that is quicker to read, but gives the main points of that the passage was trying to communicate.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry. And particularly with Cambridge, we are expected to, well, with the British exams, we are expected to answer a question with our summary. So we're supposed to, we're given a question and we need to summarize the passage while answering those questions. So our summary is an answer to those questions.
Okay.
So, a brief statement or account of the main points of something, and that's what we have to do. So we identify the main relevant points, and then we write them in our own words in an organized manner. Okay? So it's important to write them in our own words. So first we need to identify the points. Then we need to write them in our own words, and we need to do it in an organized way. So step one, we have to read the question properly. Okay? So we need to ask ourselves, what do we need to write a summary on? They aren't going to be like, summarize this passage. They're going to ask for something specific. Okay? So this is always question 1F in your exam. So it says, according to text B, what made Luba such a remarkable and precious scientific specimen, and what did scientists hope to discover by studying her? So what you're going to do is you're going to take two color highlighters, okay? And you're going to highlight the points about what made her a remarkable and precious scientific specimen. Then in another color, you're going to highlight what scientists hope to discover by studying her. Okay? Now your summary in IGCSE is often going to have two strands. Sometimes it has one strand, but that is like 1 in 10 papers. So prepare yourself for two strands, but basically it just means that half of your points, if it's for one strand, all of your points need to be for the same thing. Use one color highlighter. If it's for two things, if it's two strands, then you need to make sure that you are highlighting for each. And so you take a different color highlighter and you're highlighting points for each. Okay? And you need to make sure that you answer both parts. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to scan. You would have already read the passage so that you can do the rest of the questions, but you're going to scan. So I've taught you about scanning, which is basically rapidly running your eyes over the text so that you can locate specific details. Okay? So now there are 3 steps to the scanning. Okay? Searching for keywords, moving quickly over the page, and there is less reading and more searching. So you are searching for specific things. Does that make sense? We're going to practice it together, don't worry. So,
Okay.
as you scan, you should underline the points or use a highlighter that you need to include in your summary that are relevant and important to the question. So you're going to find 10 points. So because it's got 2 strands, you're going to find 5 points on the one strand, 5 points on the other strand. Okay? You can go up to 15 points, but do not go less than 10 points. Okay? All good?
Yeah, okay.
Then you ask yourself, So this is very, very simple. Most of you know how to, most of my students know how to do this. You're just not sure about necessarily how to structure it and stuff like that. So what you're going to do then is you're going to go through the things that you highlighted, and you're going to number them to put them in the order you want to have them in your passage. Okay? From there, you're going to write your summary. You don't need to write a long intro. You just get straight into your first point of the summary. You make sure you use your connectives like firstly, secondly, thirdly, in addition, also, furthermore, consequently, as a result, thus, or hence. All of those add continuity to your piece so that it doesn't feel like you've just got like a point form list. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, very important, don't use unnecessary examples. You don't need to use examples. You just make sure that each point that you are writing, that is the best sentence for that point. Don't write a point in 2 different ways or 3 different ways. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And then lastly, stick to the word limit. The word limit is always 120. Do not write too much. If you feel like you have written too much, just cross out the unnecessary points. And cut your short words. If a word isn't adding to the passage, then just drop it. Okay, except like obviously adds to a passage, it's an article. But okay, so you're just going to drop things. So this workbook, section 1, is just going to hone in to get your marks. Section 2 is going to give you practice summaries. And then section 3 is real questions from the exam. And you should give yourself 20 minutes to complete each response with a timer. Sit with a timer, complete a response, and then you work through it. This is how you build your skills in being able to do this. Okay. So today's skill that we're working on is skimming and scanning. So skim reading a text is about reading it quickly. So you don't read every word, you just get enough to get an idea of each paragraph. So some people would read the first and last sentence of each paragraph, although this isn't always effective. But that does generally give you an idea of what the paragraph is about. Next, you need to scan. So scanning allows you to go to the key points in the text. So you're looking for specific words, specific phrases. By the way, something I wanted to mention was that when we mark your work, we are scanning a lot of the time. We are looking for specific points. We are looking for specific phrases. So make sure that you are leading the person who's marking your work through your thing so that we can find those specific things that we're looking for. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Now, scanning is also useful when you don't have time to read every word. So in an exam or if you're in a hurry, whatever. But also like when you're studying, if you cannot read the textbook 300 times, you can just look for a specific word that you need. So tips for better scanning. Don't try to read every word. Okay? Instead, you need to let your eyes move quickly across the page until you find what you're looking for. Look for keywords and synonyms of keywords in the question. So challenges or problems or difficulties or advantages or benefits. Those are things you're looking for in the question. So what are they wanting? Are they wanting you to focus on the problems? Are they wanting you to focus on the advantages? And you're going to use this information to basically dictate what you're going to scan for. Use clues on the page, like headings and titles, to help you. So there are many ways to practice scanning skills. Try looking up a favorite recipe in the index of a cookbook, or scan web pages on the internet to find specific information. So have you ever opened a recipe and been like on a website, and then there's like this whole article beforehand, and you're like, please, can we just skip past this article and get to what I need to know? I just need to know if I need butter in this recipe, because I don't have butter.
Yeah.
So then you would either skip to that part, you would scan through the thing. Most modern websites have a button where it says skip to this part, but skip to recipe. But yeah, the reason that people put that whole like story before every recipe is not because they think you actually care, but because that is how they get found by search engines.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to set a timer. And you are going to scan this piece of text. You are going to find all the information. You don't have to write it down, just find all the information in 4 minutes. Everything on page 8. Has everyone got the thing open yet? Well, has everyone got the thing open?
Yes.
I'd.
Okay.
Okay, when are you starting?
I'm starting it now.
Time.
Okay, I'm starting.
Okay.
I'm just going to the bathroom. Okay, I'm just giving everyone until time is up. Okay. So, did you guys manage to answer all the questions?
Yes.
I think my answer to 2 might be wrong, but I'm not sure.
Which school year does this prospectus relate to?
I just said 2010, 2011, but I don't know if there was
That's
something
perfect.
else. Okay.
Okay, now, in terms of structuring our response, okay, there's no correct way to structure our response, but we need to follow something similar to the below structure. Really just because it allows us to organize our ideas better. And we must use ambitious vocab where possible. Don't use the smallest possible word. Try to impress your marker. Okay? So paragraph 1, you're going to reword the task. So you're going to use the keywords from the question to make your first point. So you're making a point. And everything you're getting from the text is basically proving your point. Okay? And so your first point is going to be in the text. Okay? Then point 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all going to be in the text. So, firstly, one factor affecting traditional lives of Inuit is there are more convenient travel links nowadays. As well as this, you're going to continue. And you can then take point 2 and 3 if they're related, and you can combine them with like a comma or a connective so that you don't have like 5 little sentences that look like a point form list. Okay? Then you can...
You're cutting out of that.
Oh, gosh. Can you hear me better now?
I can't hear you now.
Can anyone else hear me?
Okay, now I can.
Was I cutting out for everyone else?
I don't know.
Just, like, no one's responding.
Yes, for me.
Okay. Gosh. Okay. So, point 4 and 5 you can combine if you wish, but you can keep them as separate points. But you connect them with furthermore, and then you put your last point. Okay? And then if it's a 2-part summary, so you might... then you're going to basically do the same thing, just using different connectives. You can't just keep using the same connectives. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And this is like paragraph 1 is going to be your one point that they asked you, the one stream, and paragraph 2 is going to be your second stream. So the activity we're going to do now is we're going to take these sentences and we're going to put them into our own words. There are, well, these pieces. There are 4 pieces and we're going to put them into our own words. Okay? So, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do this. you guys will notice I will be doing a lot more like timer type of things in the coming weeks to try get your speed up. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to give you 10 minutes to complete page 10 quickly, okay?
Wait, where do you want us to do this?
You can paste your answers in the forum where it says summary paradox, maybe?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, there we go. You can respond to my thing that says activity 2 answers. I am starting the stopwatch now. Well, the timer now. What did you say, Rowan?
I thought there were 10 sentences.
No, there are only 4.
Okay.
Okay, cool. We're just waiting. But okay, time up. How far is everyone? Did you guys all manage to finish?
Yeah. I finished with all of it. I'm just good with the last one.
Okay, cool. Can you guys post your answers for me quickly?
Sorry, I just wrote them down, so I'm quickly going to type
That's
them.
fine. You can just read them to us, or take a photo and upload a photo, or you can just read them. It doesn't really matter.
That's alright, I'll type. 2 is not my number today.
He's struggling with 2 again.
Yeah. I feel like I've over summarized now.
We'll see now.
Okay.
Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Katie, are you going to post your answers?
I'm sorry, I'm back.
Oh.
Mine started bleeding, so I just went to get a tissue.
Alright.
I'll post them now.
Cool. Okay, tell me when you're all done. Okay, so well, let me just start with the people who have posted so far. So, Cara, new studies emerge with alarming frequency about the dangers to our physical and mental health of being glued to our small screens. So we look at ourselves, we look at this, and we say, okay, what is the main thing in the sentence? Small
screens are detrimental to our mental and physical health.
Okay, so we could, when we say small screens, are we only meaning cell phones? Are we meaning cell phones and tablets? Are we even just meaning these small screens, which are our computer screens? So we don't have that much information, so we're just going to stick with small screens. So we can say small screens are that's perfect. Small screens are detrimental to our if we're saying physical and mental health, we can maybe say overall health. But that might simplify it a little bit much. Let's see what everyone else is saying. Let's just see how many words
I'm
is
sorry
this.
to
Yeah?
but where should we post it?
I will tag you.
I think.
Did you get the tag?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So Cara, how many words is yours?
It is a bit long.
So the original is 22 words. And well-being can be one word, so counts as one word, so that is perfect. Then we've got recent studies are suggesting that phones have a negative effect on our well-being. Yes, and I like the fact that you did include the recent studies, because maybe the point is that this is new information. Maybe that's part of the point. So I think you do have that, Rowan. Then we've got Amelie. Study suggests that there's an increase in danger to our health due to the constant use of smart devices. Okay, I feel like you've gone in a totally different direction. So studies suggest that there is an increase in danger to our health. So it's now more dangerous to our health than before, is the implication there. Just give me a sec. Sorry, my children were being inordinately loud, and I thought they were having a huge fight, but it turns out they were just excited. So that there is an increase in danger to our health. Do I need to explain to you why this isn't quite what we're looking for, Amelie, or do you understand after looking at what I've mentioned so far?
No, I understand.
Okay. And then the use of smart devices, I don't think that... I mean, that does... The smart devices... not all smart devices have screens. A smart ring is also a smart device. Then, Moya, you said new studies show that exposure to our small screens can cause physical and mental health issues. Okay, so instead of... I like that Cara said recent studies instead of new studies. Oh, and Rowan also said recent studies. Otherwise, it just does feel like you're lifting a little bit. Okay?
Okay.
Then, Katie, let's quickly check yours out. Okay, addiction to small screens. That is adding something to it instead of taking what is originally there. Um, yeah, do you get what I mean? Otherwise,
Yeah.
Otherwise, it seems good. Okay. So, you guys get the general idea. Now, I want us to just quickly take a look at this and see what is the main point, and then I want you to evaluate your own thing to see, have you gotten the main point. So, children are not exercising. People are worrying about their body image because of online pressure from perfect body sites, and people are being bullied or worse by cyber criminals. Oh my gosh, that is so many points in one.
I feel like I really struggle with two. I feel like I took too many points away.
Yeah, me too.
Because children are not exercising.
The way they phrased it is really weird as well. Are they stating that children are not exercising enough, or are they using it as a reason for the bullying? I took it as a reason for the bullying, but I don't know if that's correct.
What if we say, children are being bullied. Children are being cyberbullied for not exercising because of online pressure from perfect body sites. We just need to get that into our own words, because that was like, I lifted a lot of that. But do you guys agree that that kind of captures the idea?
Yeah, I think so.
But like, I think the original sentence sucked. So in a study of 1,000 adults in Japan, researchers discovered that nearly 50% of the participants were addicted to their smartphones, but were unaware of their smartphone dependence. The study is one of many clarion calls for digital detox to become part of our lives.
I think we've done this workbook before.
We have, but it was long ago.
Yeah.
I like yours. A study in Japan provides alarming evidence of smartphone addiction within the country and supports the basis of regular digital detox. I like that, Rowan. A Japanese study. There, we could, instead of saying a study in Japan, we can say a Japanese study. That takes away a word. Provides proof about the unknown addictive behaviors found towards smartphones in half the Japanese population. To say it's half the Japanese population says that they tested the whole population, when it was only 1,000 people. Unknown addictive behaviors found towards smartphones. The phrasing is a little bit confusing, Amelie. Just watch out for how you're phrasing things. I'm noticing that the way you're phrasing things is a little bit clunky at times. Are you also noticing that?
Yeah. And when I reread it, I see it, and then, oh my word, okay.
Yeah.
I think my brain's just scrambled.
Okay, it's all good. I just feel like I need to tell you instead of just like glossing over it, because otherwise what's the point of having me here if I'm not going to like help you improve? So in Japan, researchers have found that half of people are dependent on their cell phones, but did not know they were in this habit. Very wordy, honestly, Cara. So something we need to look at is Is it shorter? It is shorter, but it is still very wordy, and we could say a lot less. So you have, you could say researchers in Japan have found that I would keep it as 50% of people are unaware of their dependence on smartphones.
Okay.
But then you've missed out on this digital detox thing, which is a big point. Instead of saying 500 out of 1,000, you can say 1 in 2 people. Did you know that's the same thing? And then it is part of the digital detox study. Yes, but it feels a little bit disconnected from your thoughts. Let's see what.
Okay.
I really love yours. Katie, I think you should just add here that it's a Japanese study. Because it was.
I forgot to say that. I wanted to, but I forgot.
Okay, the practice of digital detox involves switching off from the internet to enjoy something called real life. This involves the bygone custom of conversing with people face to face and doing everyday stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, so our main point here is basically explaining what this digital detox is, and maybe we can remove the sarcastic tone. Do you guys think we can remove the sarcastic tone?
Yes, that's what I tried to do at least.
Digital detox means that you stay off the internet and take part in the physical world. I love it. And I don't think that's oversimplifying. The term digital detox consists of becoming involved with people, communicating and switching off from social media. So, Amelie, what you've written here can be misunderstood to mean that it is getting involved with people, communicating. It doesn't necessarily mean that it involves no social media, because you can communicate over social media. So you can say physical participation, physical communication, stuff like that, which could be a letter even. We're going to take away the word everyday stuff so that we don't quote in our summaries. Okay. Yes. I think you guys all have the idea, but we just need to work on getting it less wordy. So are you guys going to have enough time today, or should we do this tomorrow rather? I think we should rather do this tomorrow, hey, the discourse markers. Because I'd like to actually explain each of the discourse markers, because some of you use them incorrectly. Okay. So we'll go through this tomorrow. There's no homework today, okay?
Okay, then.
Bye.